Yo, yo, RX back with another recap of UFC Houston Strickland versus Hernandez. We back with another recap of a fight night, our first one of the year, not counting the Apex card, because that's different. That was pretty much saved at the end, because everything before it kind of sucked, mainly. Yeah, this card was not strong. A lot of decisions. I think it was 9, in fact, 8 or 9. And, yeah, it was not great, to say the very least. Yeah, not a lot. Again, very few finishes. A lot of decisions, and even decisions could be okay if the fights are good. They weren't. The crowd was pretty dead from I was there through the card and not even there. And, yeah, it was just not a great card, to be honest, so the end really saved it very much like 324, and now maybe this card to even a higher extent, because I think 324 was a better card overall. And, yeah, not a great first fight night of the year. Card that was pretty much dead on arrival before the last 3 fights saved it, so yeah, not great, but we're still gonna recap it, talk about what happened, fight ideas, all that good shit in between, excuse me. And, yeah, it should be interesting to see how much a lot of these fights get for just being boring decisions. And, yeah, let's fourth recap of the year. They've all been really long so far. We'll see if this one continues that trend, and, yeah, not really thrilled to recap a card that was kind of 90% decisions, but gotta do it, so let's do it. Last thing to say before we do it, of course, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. The normal YouTube bullshit to ourselves go by the end of 2026. And as always, unless I'm ready to say something that I don't believe I am, talk about the card very vaguely, and I can't really say much good about it. And, the YouTube bullshit, so we got 14 fights to recap, and most of them sucked, so let's do it, I guess. Can't wait. Oh joy. UFC Houston Recap. We're back. You ready? I'm not, but I gotta do it, so let's do it. Let's begin. Beginning with our first of 14 fights, and our first of 8-9 decisions. 1 too many. We began at women's flyweight with a fight that was, I guess, on the better end of the decision spectrum, even though it wasn't that great in its own right. We had to begin the night, welcome us back to fights of a fight that was forgettable. We had to begin UFC Houston with not a bang at all. We had Carly Judice versus Juliana Miller. I knew I should have picked decision. Why did I go with everyone else? I should have just picked decision, and I would have a perfect right now, but instead I went and finish, and it didn't happen. God damn it. Yeah, not the finish I was hoping for, but set a pretty one-sided decision. For round 1, not a whole lot happened. Juliana actually did pretty good early in the round, getting a takedown and being able to get some control time. She did kind of lose the round late, eating some big shots and kind of just falling apart late. So round 1 to Judice, but I guess was debatable a little bit. Round 2, all Judice just pieced her up easily, more than likely 2-0 going into the third. The third, Juliana actually does have her best round of the fight, clearly winning that round against a little bit of a gassed Judice, and that would win her the round. Too bad not win her the fight, as all 3 gave, well, 2 of them gave Judice 2 rounds, the other gave her 3 for a 30-27 or 29-28 Judice. I scored 29-28, but I really don't think it matters that much. One, it's round 3 for Miller, and that's about it. The other 2 are very clear. And, well, I guess round 1 again, debatable, but Miller kind of dropped it in the end. And, yeah, that was about that. Definitely the weakest performance of Judice's UFC career so far, at least wins so far. Didn't get to finish, didn't really get a big moment or knockdown. Kinda she did really good round 2, round 1, 3 were not her best. Grappling definitely is not her strongest. Against a lot of good grapplers, she would have kind of been fucked here, but luckily she was fighting Juliana Miller, who is fucking dreadful, so yeah, I guess Judice got kind of lucky. She was fighting someone that's inexperienced, and Judice could kind of train her grappling a bit, because man, does it fucking need a little bit of help after you've given up your back that easily, like 3 times. And, yeah, Judice still got to win, did not lose my 800 at all, and you see why she was on my lock. Unlike a lot of people, I did not make her my lock, so my lock actually won pretty dominantly. But, she still got to win, looked fine. Again, weakest she's looked on this winning streak, but, again, first time she's fighting a grappler, had to grapple a bit, happens, just improving it better from this, and it'll be fine. And, yeah, kind of what I would say about the fight as well. It was fine. Am I gonna remember it? No. Is it one of the worst on the card? No, there's much worse, on this card. But, yeah, about that. Miller did a little better than she should have, but still lost, and, yeah, that was about that, so let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner, Carly Judice, moving to 6-2 now, 3-1 in UFC, 3 in a row. First fight not getting a bonus, and first fight winning by decision, so double whammy there. Again, like I said, it was kind of just a fight where it's like, okay, you're lucky you fought someone pretty terrible. You see you have a little bit of an issue, go out there and fix it. Hopefully she does that. Because again, if she keeps at this level of grappling, some better grapplers will be able to submit her, because she gave up her back very easily, like 2 or 3 times, in full body triangle as well, so very risky there, but still got to win. She's fighting a terrible fighter, and good on her, man, good on her, getting better. I still think she's much better than a 6-2 record would say. And again, that last loss was to Gabriela Fernandez, which is aging pretty damn well, and we'll see if the Karasuke to win at ages good next week. Pretty good shit from Judice, I still believe, unless you think J1 Horse is better than Judice, which I don't. I think Judice is the best unranked flyweight, and very high possibility she's fighting for a ranking next, which would be more than deserved. 3 wins in this division, as shallow as it is. Deserves a top 15 opportunity, and we'll see if she gets it and she fucking succeeds with it. So she is, again, much better than the 6-2 record says, and I do think she is getting better. Hopefully she does get better in that grappling, and yeah, she is a good prospect, best unranked fighter in the division, only getting better. Didn't look great here, but learning experience, and yeah, not really much else to say there. Good win for Crispy to continue her winning streak. And then for the loser here, Juliana Miller, moving to 4-4. Ew, that is definitely the mark of a terrible fighter. 2-3 now in UFC, and really I guess 1-3, because I don't think they count Ultimate Fighter fights. Yeah, she's definitely in a bad spot now. Do they cut her? I would not blame them if they did. The only thing saving her is she was coming off a win here, so we'll see if she gets cut, or if they give her one more shot, since I guess she did do a little bit better than expected. If she would have got finished here badly, I think she would have been cut, but we'll see. They've cut fucking Ultimate Fighter winners for less. Look at Brad Katona. And, we'll see if they keep Miller around for one more loss. She's very terrible. Could she beat the bottom of the barrel in this division? I guess, if she's not already the bottom of the barrel. maybe fight and maybe train more than OnlyFans. That'd fucking help. I know that's a big ask for a lot of fighters nowadays. It's scary how fucking skinny she is, like Chase Hooper level skinny. So, yeah, she's not fucking skilled at all. She can barely throw a punch. Her grappling is not great. If they cut her, again, I don't think anyone would care. I think they should have done it after the Luana Santos fight, to be honest. So, now giving her another chance. You have 2 more chances, and she looked subpar in one and shit in the other. We'll see what they do with Juliana again. If she gets cut, won't be shocked. If she fights again, it'll be easy to pick against her. With a 4-4 record, that's a really hard case to be made to give you another fight, but we'll see if the UFC doesn't make that case. And yeah, she's definitely one that is on a very hot seat leaving this card. There's a few fighters like that, and she's definitely one of them. See if she's still here by this time in a week. With that being said, the only thing left to say now is who should they fight next, and I did something smart for once for the recaps. For now on, I guess for recaps I'll look at all the fighters and think of the fight idea beforehand, so we're not wasting time doing that, because that's kind of fucking stupid. So for Crispy Carly, we can go to the top 15. I looked outside the top 15. The only fight you could give her is Veronica Hardy, and at this point that kind of feels like a step backwards. So my fight idea for Carly would be the number 13 ranked, just coming off a loss 1 week ago, Eduarda Moura, or 2 weeks ago, Eduarda Moura. I think it'd be a very logical fight. Judice getting in a top 15 opportunity against someone who barely makes the weight and shouldn't really be ranked to begin with. I think it'd be fine. I would definitely pick Judice to win that fight, and yeah, I think she would win, and I think that'd be a good fight. So if we're giving Judice a top 15 shot, which you probably should, let's do her and Eduarda Moura. I think that'd be good. Don't know anyone who would really complain about that or say Judice doesn't deserve a top 15 opportunity in the division this fucking shallow. And yeah, let's do it. Eduarda and Judice. I would definitely be picking Judice there, especially after that Kong Wang fight. And yeah, not really a lot else to say there. Let's see Crispy in the top 15. And with that being said, not really too much else to be said there. Yeah, Joanna Miller, we'll see if she gets cut or not. I could care less either way. I actually would not mind to see her get cut, but who knows. And for Carly, again, who should she fight next? Who should they fight next? Whatever. I think Eduarda Moura would make a lot of sense. We're coming off a few pathetic performances now and weight misses. Judice deserves that opportunity. Let's give her Judice more later in the year, probably in Brazil. Sounds good to me. Book it. And yeah, that's really all there really is to say about this opening fight. It was not insultingly bad, and it was not great. It was what it was. There's much worse on this card, but I'm definitely not going to remember this fight from this card, so it is what it is. Joanna Miller still garbage. Carly Judice had a weaker performance than usual, but I think she'll bounce back. And yeah, let's see her get that more fight in top 15 and see if Carly can continue her hell of a streak. 6-2, much better than the record shows. Now we're gonna see Lafayette in top 15 again. We got burned that one. Let's hit the other one. Yeah, not really much else to say there. 3 straight. Maybe we're talking about her in the top 15 next time. Good win for Judice to start the night. Still pissed I'd picked a finish, not a decision. After that, we get to our second fight of the night, our first upset of the night, first of 2 or 3 or 4 big ones, and one of the worst fights on the card, but I don't think the worst even on the prelims, as we had in our second fight of the night, our first male fight of the night. This one in the featherweight division, the first time we traveled there on this card. Both were very interesting fights involving prospects. This one did not go good for the prospect. As we had in our second fight of the night in the featherweight division, the first male fight of the night, and it set a really bad tone for them, because God, did they continue with it for a while on this card. We had in our second fight of the night, Jordan Levitt versus Yadier Del Valle. Jordan Levitt taking O's and fraud checking O's. Not what I had planned for this card, but yeah, Jordan Levitt fraud checked the shit out of him. And again, you see why they were not my lock of the night. Judice won, but she didn't look like a lock, or minus 800. Yadier lost, and people were like, oh, Yadier should be a lock of the night. Nah. Nothing. I was like, oh, Levitt is going to win this fight. I obviously did not pick Jordan. I didn't think he was going to win this fight. But I also did not make Yadier my lock, because I'm not stupid. Completely. For 15 minutes, Jordan just pretty much beat the shit out of him well, not beat the shit out of him, but just beat him pretty easily, held him down, and kept him there. Yadier, they all three gave Yadier round 3. I don't even remember him doing good in round 3, but what I remember is Jordan just beating him and laying on top of him for 15 minutes and getting the win. Yadier could not stop a takedown to save his fucking life. On the feet, really nothing happened. Like 1 or 2 decent shots landed, but they didn't really mean much. And for 15 minutes, Jordan kind of just schooled him on the ground. Yeah, fairly great performance by Jordan Levitt in his featherweight debut. And whether he looks better than he did at lightweight, or did he fight someone who's just really shit? That's a tough one to really dispute, but he looked great. A big underdog, took the O, got the win. He took very little damage in the process. Good on Jordan, man. Very good performance. I guess the main thing I can think, the main thing I thought watching this fight is, God, is Isaac Delgarian a fucking idiot? He really threw the fight against this guy who, in hindsight, Delgarian would have beat Del Valle if he actually tried. So, how fucking dumb does he feel? And, yeah. Minus 420, I guess the betting odds. Bet makers feel really dumb as well. Not the only time tonight. Yeah, good win for Jordan Levitt, man. Was the fight good? No. Levitt just laid on him for 15 minutes, didn't even really do any damage in the process. Like, was it the worst prelim? No, I think there's one or two you could really make a case for being as bad. But yeah, this was definitely much worse than the Judice fight. And, yeah, not a good start for the Texans on this card. I know he's Cuban, but he fights out of, I think, Derek Lewis's camp. Yeah, not a good start for them. And, yeah, just not a good fight. Not a good start for the male fights either. Just not a good fight in general, so not really much else to say there. Let's talk about the winner here, the Monkey King, getting back on, well, staying on track, just in a new weight class. Jordan Levitt getting his first featherweight win since 2019 when he last fought there. Now undefeated at featherweight, 1-0, but on 2-fight winning streak. Clearly I'm a fucking idiot. I thought this move down was going to be a bad idea or pointless, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe he actually is better. He looked good, and he just looked maybe stronger and a bit better. Kind of just took Del Valle down at will, if that's strength or just Del Valle being shit. Well, who knows? But yeah, this might be his best performance in the UFC or one of, and easily his best win. That or Trey Ogden. I think Del Valle right now is more impressive because he took his L as a giant underdog. Good shit for Jordan, man. He's still pretty young, 30 years old. I don't think he's a small lightweight, but he's obviously a perfect-sized featherweight. Striking is still god-awful, and if you fight someone who could actually keep him in a striking match, they will knock him the fuck out because he has no striking. But, you know, he did really fucking good here. He looked good, looked better than he has, and I guess, yeah, you ran through Kurt Hollabaugh, but that's not impressive. This was actually pretty impressive, really good win for him. Always good to see Jordan Levitt win, and, yeah, I'm already upsetting the odds makers tonight. Good on him, 1-0 at featherweight. Clearly, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because maybe this move down was the right move, and, good featherweight debut. And then for the opponent, the loser here, the fraud, Yadier Del Valle, losing his O, not the only one tonight, and not the first fraud of the year, falling to 2-1 now, and let's be honest, he really should be 1-1-1, because how is this even still allowed to be a win? Again, in hindsight, Delgarian would have beat him, and A, that makes Del Valle look worse, and B, God, is Targaryen stupid. Yeah, Del Valle sucks. He has no takedown defense. Welcome to the Fraud Club, joining Vinicius Oliveira. And he might have got fraud checked even worse because he was meant to win this fight. Vinicius, we all kind of knew was getting fed to the wolves. Yeah, I think it's obvious. Yadier's fucking legacy will be that Targaryen fight that he, in hindsight, would have lost. And, yeah, welcome to the Fraud Club, buddy. Second one of the year, unless I'm forgetting someone. No, not Adiba Gutierrez still. You fucking idiot. You gotta lose a fight to be called fraud. And, yeah, not a lot to really say there. Yadier's a fraud. Featherweight loses a prospect, but still got plenty. And, yeah, not much to say there. Second fraud of the year. You'd love to see it. I just wish I didn't pick him. And I love seeing frauds get checked, but just not when I pick them. And, yeah, welcome to the club of 2026. With that being said, the only thing left to say, and I've got a huge out of the air here, because Jordan's not ranked at featherweight yet, is who should they fight next for Levitt? I think this would be an interesting idea. I don't know if they would do this, because it's a bit risky for a young guy they like, but I'm kind of down to see Jordan Levitt versus Austin Bashi. I think that'd be kind of intriguing. Bashi, another interesting prospect, already has been fraud checked, very high caliber wrestler, neither know how to strike. Like, at least Javier is a decent striker. Bashi versus Levitt, I don't know who's a better striker there, because neither look like they know how to fucking throw a punch. I think Bashi's actually kind of small for featherweight, if I'm correct. He is 5'6", so he's, 3 or 4 inches smaller than Jordan. He's really a bantamweight, if we're being honest. I'm kind of down to see that fight. Do I think they'll do it? Probably not, because I think they're not want to protect Bashi, but I don't think they want to give him that tough of a fight where he could easily be 1-2 after the fact. But I just don't see much else for Jordan here, so I think that'd be a good one. I'd be down to see it, so let's fucking do it. Jordan Levitt and Austin Bashi. That'd be a really interesting grappling match. He would definitely put up more of a grappling response than Yair did. And let's see it. Jordan Levitt, Austin Bashi. That'd be a good one. Jordan took really no damage here. He could easily do that sometime in the summer. Run it. Sounds like a good fight. And, yeah, a good fight is not what I would call this, but I would call it a really good win for Jordan Levitt. Again, a guy you're never upset to see win. Good underdog win, first of a few on this card. Hopefully someone made some good money there. And, yeah, not much to say there. For Yair, again, fraud checked and he sucks. Don't care who he fights next. Back to the Apex, buddy. For Jordan, good win, good featherweight debut. Clearly this was the right move. And who should he fight next? I like the idea of him and Austin Bashi. I think it'd be a really intriguing fight. A bigger, more experienced veteran on the ground versus a young but decent grappler. And that'd be a fun Apex pre-one. Not to run it. And yeah, not really too much else to say there. Good win for Jordan. All I did was see the Monkey King win, just not when I pick against him. And yeah, second fraud of the year. I love to see it. Not really much else to say there. The club gets bigger every card. Not usually, but second fraud of the year. Good one for Jordan. First outlet of the night. God damn it. After that, we get to our third fight of the night, our start of the welterweight. Fucking everyone in the division fighting on this card. And was this the worst of the 5 fights? Well, is this or the next one for that case? And we have in our third fight of the night in the welterweight division, where I guess 172 catchweight, which I mean, makes sense. We had in our third fight of the night another pretty bad fight, better than Levitt, but was it the worst of the 5 welterweight fights? A strong case to be made for it. As we had in our third fight of the night, our first of 5 at welterweight, John Paul Luciani versus Phil Rowe. Yeah, this was not great at all, to be honest. Somehow this was a split. That's the worst scorecard of the night, and whoever fucking thought this was... Actually, I want to know who did score the split, because I don't remember. Jeff Rexrow, that fucking dork. Yeah, obviously this fight was not split, and it wasn't even close. I thought it was a clear 30-27 with Luciani. I guarantee you everyone else is gonna agree here. I'd be more than shocked if anyone disagrees. There's my 30-27, and everyone agrees that Luciani swept. I'm trying to remember what round you could give Phil. Maybe round 1? I don't remember him doing shit. Definitely not round 2 where he did nothing. And I don't remember him doing much in round 3, so... Like, it being generous, I guess you could give Phil round 1, I believe, was the best round for him. Besides that, he did nothing in round 2. The only thing I remember him doing was getting kicked in the body and then doing a flex. That's it. Round 3, he lost. There's no world Phil Rowe won this fight, and it's even fucking hard to give him a round. So I don't know what the fuck judge was thinking. Even these two giving 29-28 is a bit crazy, but... Yeah, there's definitely no world Luciani lost this fight. And not even he dominated and looked great, he fucking definitely didn't. But what fucking world did Phil Rowe win this fight? So... Yeah, I knew there were going to be more fucky scorecards after this. Truly, there's only like one more, and we'll talk about that later. But, yeah, this was definitely a bad sign. Yeah, well, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking here, but, yeah, clear win for John Paul Luciani in a pretty weak fight. Luciani did enough to win. Phil Rowe. And, yeah, not a great fight at all. It was a striking match for most people. Luciani had a little bit of takedowns and grappling, but nothing crazy. And, yeah, not a great fight at all. So, I actually might say the Levitt fight's better. The more I think about it, but this fight wasn't anything special either. Both were kind of lame. And, yeah, not really too much else to say there. Pretty weak fight. Judges are stupid. Let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner in his debut, John Paul Luciani, getting his first win in the UFC, getting his 10th win of his career, and not looking phenomenal. Yeah, he got the win, but he didn't look great. He couldn't stop Phil Rowe's jab at all, so he was very bloody after the fight. If he was fighting someone better, high chance he would have lost. He didn't look great at all. I definitely, leaving this fight, I'm not looking at him as a top welterweight prospect. Like, he's not even close to the level of Dulatov and fucking Nurajai, Seo Kyung Coach, Kobe Smith. He's not on that level. If he fought Neil Magny, he would get crushed. If he took the Neil Magny test, he's getting beat. But instead he took the Phil Rowe test, which is pretty fucking easy. Not saying he can't get better, but yeah, he didn't look great here. He looked subpar at best. So I get he's young, only his 12th fight debut against a semi-tough opponent, but yeah, he didn't look that good at all, and I'm far from impressed with him. We'll see where they go from now, because Phil Rowe was a decent debut win, so I don't think they're going to go too far down from Phil Rowe, an opponent, hopefully. And, yeah, we'll see what happens with Luciani. Not impressed out this debut. Definitely think he could have, and if not, should have looked better. And, yeah, not a guy I see going too far in the UFC. Those 2 losses to tomato cans on the record were already a fucking red flag, and now adding looking this kind of meh against Phil Rowe. Yeah, not great at all. So, not seeing a lot in JPO. Maybe it's a bad debut jitters or whatever. I'm not impressed. And, I think I'll say this for sure, out of the 5 welterweight winners, he looked the worst. He easily looked the worst, so not great. And then for the loser here, Phil Rowe taking another loss after another weight miss, which, you know, that's great. Falling to, what is he now in the UFC? 4-5 with 3 weight misses. I heard someone say this, and I think it's a very accurate statement. Did anyone beat Phil Rowe better than Phil Rowe? I truly don't know. Because he was pretty much doing nothing this whole fight. He was pretty much on autopilot, just there. Did he choke for a paycheck or what? I can't tell, because he really didn't try too hard. Like, Theo Cohn, the co-fight, fine, you can just say he was the better fighter. here, I don't even know if Luciani was a better fighter or if Rowe just didn't do shit. So, and now another weight miss, which ain't great. I think it was only a pound, but still, that's not great. If they cut him, I would not be shocked at all. Like, to be 1-4 in your last 5 and have 3 weight misses in your career, that's not great. That's not a great thing. At 35, you're gonna be 36 years old, and your best one is Nico Price. I think Phil Rowe's on an even hotter seat than Juliana Miller, to be honest. At least Miller has upside, being young and a tough winner. Rowe's old and missing weight, so he's on a very hot seat right now, and we'll see if we get to see him one more time in the UFC or not. Yeah, it won't be shocked if the Fresh Prince is over here, but we'll see. No one beats Phil Rowe better than Phil Rowe might be the truest statement I've ever heard about Phil Rowe. With that being said, that only leaves one thing left to be said, and we're going to do this 5 times, well, at least 4 times in the welterweight division, and God, was it difficult to find 5 fights in the same division, or completely different fighters that made sense, but I did it. Beginning with John Paul Luciani asking who should he fight next. God damn it, he's a debutant, so he's not in the Tapology rankings yet, which is fucking stupid. My bad. I keep forgetting, because I'm not saying Tapology rankings are much better than the fan ones, but they are a bit better. Who should Luciani fight? I'm down to see him fight, I'm down to see him fight Basil Hafez. I think that'd be a fine step down in competition to someone who's bad but not super bad. A guy who has done a little bit in the UFC, hasn't fought in a while, would be a easy win on paper and nothing too difficult. Like, I think it makes sense. It'd be a little build-up fight for Luciani to maybe get his footing a bit more. Because if you get him in there with someone a little bit better than that, he might lose. So, I think Basil Hafez would be a fine opponent. Again, Luciani should be able to win that fight pretty soundly. So, like, you could give him one of these guys, but what the fuck? Like, beating Basil Hafez means more than beating any of these guys. I think fucking Rodrigo and Urbina are the only ones still actually on the roster. Yeah, give him Basil Hafez. That should be an easy win. Makes sense. If Basil ever shows back up, run it. I don't see why not. Should be just give him some a little bit lower, and to get Luciani back into the swing of not looking ass, if that makes sense. So, there you go. That being said, not very much else to be said. Again, for Phil Rowe, he might be cut, or he might get one more shot. Hopefully he would actually show up in that final shot, but who knows. And for Luciani, not a great performance here. Again, easily the worst of the 5 welterweight winners, but a win is a win. And, see if he can get better from this, or if he shows up like this again in another fight, he's definitely gonna lose, in my opinion. So, see what happens. Who do I think he should fight next? I think Basil Hafez would be a fine opponent. Again, step down, but not like, again, Rodrigo or like Urbina would be a fucking leap down. So give him someone little, not respectable, but not completely garbage. Give him Hafez, and yeah, we'll see him how he looks there. Should get a win there, and yeah, not really too much else to say there. Not a great fight. Not a great performance or debut for Luciani, and even worse performance from Phil Rowe. We'll see what happens with these two. If Rowe's gone and Luciani can get better and look better after this. Not a great fight to start the welterweights, but it does get better. And yeah, for Luciani, let's see him fight Basil Hafez, and hopefully he can start to look like the Contender Series guy again. If not, yeah, very high chance he is getting beat sooner than later. After that, we stay at welterweight for a fight that probably was worse somehow, but This is the lowest that the welterweight fights go in terms of excitement and all that, so that's good at least. As we had our fourth fight of the night, our second one at welterweight, the worst of the five in my opinion. The more I think about it, the Luciani fight was better. I even think the fucking Lovett fight was better than this. As we had our fourth fight of the night, maybe the most disappointing fight of the night, because yeah, what the fuck was this? This was pretty weak. We had the lowest of the low at welterweight on this card. Punahele Soriano versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Yeah, not a great fight. I would say easily the worst of the five welterweight fights. Round one, not the greatest, but it was the best round of this fight. Ramiz had a really good round, landed some good shots, was a better fighter, got the nod in round one. Round two is when shit kind of started to go wrong. Ramiz did seem to be almost gassed a bit and not doing too well in round two, kind of just trying to hold on to Puna. I think that round's 50-50. Neither guy really did anything. I guess you want to give it to Puna, sure. Again, I don't think that was a strong round for either. But round three was a very strong round for Punahele, hurting Ramiz early and kind of dominating the rest of the round, leading to a clean sweep on the scorecards for the judges, 29-28 Soriano. Yeah, I think round two was close, but Ramiz really did nothing. If you want to say Puna did a bit more, sure. I'm not calling robbery there. I don't think round two would enough happen to even be able to say the robbery. And Puna gets his fourth win and stays undefeated at welterweight. Yeah, not a great fight at all, to be honest. After round one, looks like Ramiz almost gassed out and Puna just did the bare minimum to win. Not great at all. Very disappointed with how Ramiz looked here. I thought he would look a little bit better. Again, somehow he gassed out really quickly, weirdly. And Puna, again, has kind of been pretty boring at welterweight outside of the Medic fight, so wasn't expecting much from him. He did shut me up and show he was the better of the two here, getting the winning, so debatable, but I'm not upset. And, yeah, Puna stays undefeated at welterweight in a very forgettable fight. Yeah, I definitely thought this fight would be better, but it was what it was, and disappointment on one side, somehow still undefeated on the other. Not much to say there. Pretty bad fight. Let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner and the first Nixic fighter to fight and get a win tonight, Puna getting his fourth one at welterweight, staying undefeated at 170. Now, 3 of those being decisions is very annoying and disappointing, but it is what it is. How the fuck did he beat Euro's Medic in hindsight? But, yeah, hell of a fucking career renaissance for Puna, going from being pretty terrible at fucking middleweight, going, 3-4 to now 4-0 at welterweight. It is against the highest level of competition. No. Have you looked the best? No. Have you got more boring? Yes. But wins are wins, man, and he's really setting himself up to be in a really good position now for what could easily be a really big fight. I'm not saying top 15, I know a lot of people think, give him top 15. No, that's fucking stupid. But he could easily be right in the convo to fight someone who's like top 20, top 20, top 25. Who if you beat him, yeah, you are in the top 15 conversations now. Good on Puna, man, turning his career around, now 4-0 at welterweight. See how far he can go. Could he reach a top 15? Something he never could do at middleweight. He's gotten better, even if that meant he got more boring. And, yeah, let's see how long the streak can go. 4 up now since moved down in 2024. See if he can keep going. Again, not gonna be in a top 15 fight, always shouldn't be next time out, but he definitely should be in the conversation for a very high level opponent. See if he gets it, and let's see if he can beat him. And then for the loser here, who again, in my opinion, really disappointed, Ramiz Brahimaj, and ending his winning streak at 3, taking the loss here after looking pretty bad. Again, kind of just gassed out here after round 1 and lost. I guess again round 2 was close, but again lost. And yeah, that's his winning streak over, falling to 5-4 now. Yeah, I think we kind of see what Ramiz is going to be in the UFC at this point. A guy who can beat shittier guys, but never really beats anyone good. And even some of his losses are against those shittier guys, so what do I know? Yeah, good winning streak, but finally fought someone halfway decent. Didn't look great. Yeah, what I really meant to say, he kind of turned back into old Ramiz, who sucks, kind of like the Samagurimbo fight, and yeah, winning streak over, maybe he can get back on track, but yeah, that performance was pretty lackluster, and kind of exposed that he is the same guy he always was, but he was kind of beating up tomato can, so disappointed, and not very much else to say there. Not a great performance for Ramiz when he really needed to have won the most. With that being said, the only thing left to be said, and I forgot I could just do this, is who should they fight next? Going right back to welterweight. I think, again, I don't think Puna should get a top 15 fight. I think that's crazy, but I think a really good fight for Puna, and one that really makes sense, is, where is he? Why is he ranked so low? Jake Matthews. I think that's a really intriguing fight for Puna, a guy who's always, if you beat Jake Matthews, you're going somewhere. Jake has always been a really decent fighter in the division, coming off a loss. I think that makes a lot of sense. I really like that idea. Again, if Puna were to beat him, you're definitely in the conversation for top 15 at that point, because that's what beating Jake Matthews means. You're pretty damn good. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't know who else you'd have him fight. Like, does he fight Neil Magny? I don't love it. Does he fight, Wonder Boy or Dalby? Like, I don't know who else he would fight at that point. So, I like Jake Matthews, but I think that's a very high profile fight, and a win there, you cannot deny Puna at this point. Am I saying he would win that fight? Probably not. I'm not picking him in that fight. But I think it would make a lot of sense. I think it'd be a really good fight. That could easily, like, when they go to Australia later in the year for a fight night, probably that'd be a badass main card opener or main card fight, featured prelim, whatever. So, I think that'd be good. Puna and Jake Matthews, sign me up. Book it. I think that'd be a really good one. And, I think it's deserved. I think it makes more sense than top 15. And, book it. With that being said, not very much of to be said there. For Ramiz, we'll see how he tries to bounce back sometime later in the year. Hopefully he's fighting a can so he can bounce back. Again, very disappointed in him. And for Puna, good win. Definitely putting himself in the higher echelon of the division, but still needs one more win before you can even talk about top 15, in my opinion. I think if he wants a win like that, I think Jake Matthews would be just that. Be a good fight. If he could somehow win that fight, God, would that say a lot about how much he's improved, and I want to see it, so let's run it. Jake Matthews, Puna, sounds like a good fight to me. I want to see it. Book it. Not really too much else to say there, so yeah, very simple. Not a great fight, easily the worst of the 5 at welterweight tonight, but a big win for Puna, definitely leaving this card in a really high echelon of the division. Ramiz falls right back down the lower end, and let's see how far welterweight Puna can go. 4-0 now. How far can he keep climbing? Let's find out. Speaking of career renaissance, our 5th fight of the night, our first finish of the night. Holy shit, those are actually allowed. I'm amazed. As we had in our 5th fight of the night, in the women's bantamweight division, our first finish of the night. Not when I would have expected it to happen, but it did. And again, God, what a career renaissance this fighter has had, even more than Puna. We have in our 5th fight of the night, our first finish of the night, our final female fight of the night. In a pointless rematch at that, we had Jocelyn Edwards versus Nora Cornell. Well, that's how you win a rematch that you lost the first time. Jesus, Jocelyn, that was fucking brutal. Amazing first finish of the night. In round 1, Nora looked great, piecing up Jocelyn easily and taking the round. And then round 2 happened. Jocelyn kept trying for her takedowns. Eventually was able to pick her up and slam Nora down on her shoulder, where you 100% could hear it crack, and I don't even know what injury she could have after that. And it looked like she got knocked out. Jocelyn starts ground and pounding. The ref will not stop the fight because he's fucking stupid. So Jocelyn had to lock up a rear naked choke. Nora tapped, and Jocelyn got the win. First of all, fire that fucking referee for being a goddamn moron, because how the fuck did he not stop it when Nora was out cold? And second of all, Jesus fucking Christ, Jocelyn. First, fuck, that slam and that crack was Jacare Andre Muniz level gross. And second, Jesus, Jocelyn Edwards is a fucking monster right now. 4 finishes, fucking finished Nora brutally. What the fuck, man? What the fuck did they start feeding Jocelyn? Cause she's a fucking Finnish queen right now. The only one actually getting finishes, so that's insane. That's truly insane. Great first finish of the night, even if it was a bullshit. It should have been a knockout, but whatever. Awesome. What more can I say? Fucking awesome. Disgustingly awesome. I love it. So crazy. To talk about the winner here, Jocelyn Edwards continuing her 4-fight knockout streak. 2 submissions, 2 knockouts. Again, I don't know what the fuck I've got into Jocelyn, but now she's just a fucking mauler. Getting her 4th finish and 4th win in a row. Don't know who the fuck this person is, because it's not the same person we saw in UFC for years, but good on her, man. She looks fucking phenomenal. And if this doesn't get her a high-level fight, I don't know what can. 4 in a row now, getting finishes, all finishes, something Kayla Harrison doesn't even have in the division, is all finishes. And, yeah, Jocelyn's looking like one of the best in the division, which imagine saying that 3-4 years ago when she was losing to Jessica Rose Clark. So, good on Jocelyn, man. I don't know what the fuck happened, but she's gotten better and better, and now she deserves a top 10 fight. So, long overdue. I thought she deserved after the Cachoeira fight, for fuck's sake, so now hopefully she gets it. I'm gonna give her the same idea I did last time, which I'll talk about in a minute. And, yeah, the best Edwards in MMA, way better than those bum-ass brothers. And, Jocelyn fucking Edwards, watch out. If she's in your bracket, you're getting fucked up, clearly. She's getting finishes now. She's gonna catch another body. Don't you worry. Jesus Christ. And speaking of that poor body she had to catch, this tonight, last night, whatever, this week, the poor Nora Cornell, that's the shoulder she got fucking slammed on. Yeah, not a great night for Nora. To get slammed on your shoulder, get that dislocated, get pretty much knocked out, and then get submitted. Yeah, not a good night. First of all, I don't even fucking know what the injury she had could even be. I think it's a little worse than a dislocated shoulder, because I don't think it cracked that badly. I don't know, it hasn't came out yet. I'm very intrigued to hear what it is. And, secondly, yeah, I feel bad for her. She actually looked pretty good in this fight until round 2. We'll see how she can bounce back and heal up. To have an injury like that at 36, gonna be 37 in December, and already ain't a great fighter, that kinda sucks. Of course, heal up. If I would be almost amazed if we see her again this year, depending on the injury severity. Gonna be in a must-win scenario in her next fight as well, so maybe take everything one step at a time. And, yeah, so not a great night for Nora. Again, she's the same fine fighter she always really has been. Hasn't really improved much since the first fight, and it showed. And now she has one arm, and who knows when she's gonna be able to return, and who knows what even the injury is. So, yeah, not a great rematch for her. Maybe they can have a trilogy in a couple years. And, yeah, hopefully she can fucking get back to 100%, because again, I don't even know what that injury is, what it is, and, that was one of the most disgusting sounds I've ever heard, so, ugh. Let's see what fucking happens. Hopefully she heals up and can bounce back. With that being said, the only thing left to be said is, of course, as always, who should they fight next? For Jocelyn, I'm giving her the same idea I gave her after her last win. If Irene Aldana ever shows up to work again, see her and Jocelyn. Irene just sitting at number 6, probably should have been taken out of the rankings for inactivity at this point, but whatever. If she ever comes back, her and Jocelyn would be a perfect fight. Both have power. I think Jocelyn would win that fight at this point, which is kind of sad, but yeah, Irene is still there, and if she ain't getting taken out for inactivity and she's actually going to be back sometime soon, let's do it. Jocelyn and Irene, I had the same idea fucking last time. That'd be a perfect fight for Noche, so look it. What more can I really say? So, Jocelyn, Irene, more than deserved opportunity for Jocelyn, unless you gave her the Kara Hossa rematch, which I don't think Hossa wants that after today. And yeah, not really much else to say. So hopefully Irene comes back eventually and see her against Jocelyn. And with that being said, not really much else to be said. Again, for Nora, heal up, and hopefully we see her back sometime after whatever the fuck her injury is heals. And for Edwards, great win. 4 finishes in a row, and 4 in a row in general is nice. And getting revenge in the sweetest way possible. And yeah, who should she fight next? Hopefully up the rankings. Her and Irene Aldana would make a lot of sense. I don't really see anyone else out there for her, unless they give her like Kevin Vieira, which I doubt, or fucking Kara Hossa again, which would be stupid. Let's see her versus Irene. Would make a lot of sense. Deserved. I think Jocelyn would win. Book it. What more can I really say? Jocelyn Edwards' career renaissance is definitely nothing I ever would have imagined, but especially by finish is even crazier. Good, love to see it, love to see finishes in the female division. Jocelyn's giving us plenty, and see if she can get another one, hopefully higher in the rankings, so not really too much else to say there. Revenge is very sweet, so good for Jocelyn, and see if she can keep the streak up. Heal up Nora, and that fucking crack was disgusting. After that, sadly, we get right back to decisions for a while on this card. As next we had my lock of the night, though, who did win, just not as impressively as I was hoping. And we have in our 6th fight of the night, my lock of the night, our first of 2 flyweight fights that both kinda sucked. We had in our 6th fight of the night, being our flyweight doubleheader, Alden Correa versus Luis Gurule. And that's why he was my lock of the night and not Yair. Or Judice. I think he even looked better than Judice. Yeah, easy locks of the night W for Correa, even if I don't think he looked that great. So that right, fuck you, 4-0. How did Correa do it? By pretty much just easily beating Gurule for 3 rounds. I guess I'll show my scorecard was 30-27. The only moment Gurule had is when he picked up Correa Michael Chandler style, or I guess Cormier style, slammed him, and by the time they hit the ground, Correa was already on top, so, yeah, Gurule looked awful, like always. Not saying Correa looked great, and I thought he kind of just did the bare minimum to win this fight. Couldn't hurt Gurule, really never dropped him, which is kind of embarrassing. And again, was kind of just doing enough to win, but win to win. And yeah, lock of the night W is a lock of the night W. I'm not upset. Easy pick's an easy pick. One-sided fight is what it is. Not much to say. Let's talk about the fighters. For Correa, I'm getting his 2nd win, this time on full camp, and actually looking worse somehow. 2-0 now. 1 win on no camp and looked good. 1 win on a camp and looked weak. I don't get it either, but it happens. We'll see how he looks in the 3rd time around. The dude is decent. He's an interesting prospect. Hopefully he can turn back into his debut form and not this form again. Again, training with Van helps. Dude clearly has some talent, but I don't know why he was so fucking stagnant in this fight. Again, he kind of just did enough to win, so it's kind of lame, but got the win. Hopefully he looks better. He could not fight less like Van in this fight, to be honest, because Van would never be so passive in a fight. And yeah, now he can focus on Van versus Taira, training Van for that. And yeah, got the win. See how he looks in the next time out, and against hopefully someone harder, but I don't think you can get someone weaker. And yeah, not really too much to say there. See what happens with Correa. Hopefully he can, if he looks this subpar again, it might end in a loss. And yeah, not thrilled with his performance again. I kind of feel like he just did enough, which is kind of lame. And then for the loser here, one of the worst fighters on the card, Luis Gurule, and the last time we'll ever be talking about him, because now he's lost 3 in a row. Yeah, he's fucking terrible. Entered the UFC at 10-0, now he's 10-3, lost 3 in a row, and yeah, obviously he's getting cut. Do I really need to explain that? Yeah, he's fucking terrible. So, bye-bye. Simple. You suck. Good riddance. Chopping block for you, buddy. Not much to say. With that being said, the only thing left to be said is, who should I fight next? For Correa, it's a little tough. I almost didn't give him an idea, but then the idea did come to mind, like, okay, that's a decent idea. I'm down to see Correa versus Hyun Sung Park. Park coming off those 2 losses to Tatsuro and Bruno Silva. Kind of in a must-win situation for him now. Correa, that'd be a really decent step up in competition against Park. I think Correa would win that pretty soundly. I think it makes sense. Could do that in either of those, China or Shanghai, whatever cards they're doing. I think one early in the year and one late. Could do that either one, or fuck if I don't know how booked 327 is, but fuck, Correa could probably be on that card of Van if he really wanted to. He didn't take too much damage here. I doubt that's gonna happen, so, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm down to see Correa and Pyeongseong Park. I think it makes sense. Didn't see too many other options. Like, I guess you could have him fight Joseph Morales, but I doubt it. Jose Ochoa, like, I don't know who else you would give him out of. Lucas Hocha wouldn't make a lot of sense, so I think Park makes sense, so okay, why not? Makes sense to me, at least. Not really much else to say there. For Gurule, again, obviously he's cut, bye-bye, and for Correa, fine performance, again, got the win even if it wasn't impressive, kind of disappointing, and yeah, who should he fight next, and hopefully a better showing. I'm down to see him fight Pyeongseong Park. I think that'd be a good win for Correa. I would at least pick him to win that fight pretty soundly. And let's do it. Correa Park. Sounds good to me. No reason not to do it in my opinion. Hopefully Correa looks better and we'll get a nice win there. And yeah, 4th lock of the year. Done and dusted. 4-0, way better than I did last year. I think I started last year 0-3 or some shit, so it's good to be getting them right now. And, yeah, not really too much else to say there. Good win for the lock. Well, not a great win, but he got the win. 4-0. Gurule's garbage, and, hopefully Correa looks better next time out, because, yeah, that was still kind of a disappointing performance. Oh god, if that fight wasn't unforgettable enough, let's get to a fight that was just terrible, as expected, as we get to our prelim co-main event, the other flyweight fight on the card that was fucking terrible. As we had in our co-main of the prelims in the flyweight division, a fight even worse than the Correa fight, which is a bit shocking. We had a can battle between Alibi Adrius versus Ode Osborne. Yeah, this fight sucked. I'm not even gonna waste time on it. The one of 3 fights I'm not even wasting time on. For 3 rounds, Alibi just cuddled Ode, held him down enough. I actually clipped him a few times early in the fight, super early actually. Yeah, Olivi sucks. Ode somehow has been in UFC this long and still lacks basic MMA fundamentals. He has Aljamain Sterling in his corner and still can't grapple to save his goddamn life. And it might have ended his goddamn career here in the UFC, because I think there's a strong case to be made for him getting cut, so we'll see if I put him on the chopping block. For Libby, he's fucking terrible and will lose to anyone who can stop a takedown like Morales did. And, yeah, shitty fighters. Libby just wanted to cuddle and he succeeded, because Ode has still never figured out how to stop that. And, yeah, not really much else to say there. Simple, shitty fight. Max, the worst prelim in that stuff a fucking lot. And then we ended the prelim with actually a fight that was pretty good, in my most people's opinions. If there was a fight of the night bonus, it would have went to this fight. I'll give it its flowers, because actually it was a pretty solid way to end the prelims, even if the fight did start at like 7:57, right before the main card, and ran really over time. We had to end the prelims with a fight that was shockingly pretty solid. We had Carlos Leal versus Chidi and Joko Wani. Somehow I actually got one of these pick and pray fights right, and I'm very happy about that. I didn't go 0-2. I thought it was a very high possibility, but I'm happy I was wrong. Yeah, this fight was pretty fun actually. Again, if there was a fight of the night bonus, I think they just would have got it, but I get why they just did 4 performance bonuses. Much more logic behind it. For the first 2 rounds, Leao just walked Chidi down and landed the better shots, cracked him a few times, never really never hurt him too bad, but wasn't bad enough to stumble him a few times. Clearly taking the first 2 rounds, and then round 3, he went with the same walking forward game plan, just instead Chidi landed the better shots and took round 3, but it was too little too late, and Leao got the win 29-28, 30-27 on the scorecard. I gave it 2-1, not like it matters, and Leao got the W. Yeah, this was fun. Leao just walked forward, and Joko Wani just ate punches. Round 3 is was walking forward, but Leao ate the punches. And, yeah, good shit. Not really, much more I can think to say there. Very fun fight. If I had to rewatch one of the decisions on this card, this would be the only one I'd pick, because it was actually a pretty decent fight. And again, if they did give out a fight of the night bonus, this would have got it. So, fun fight between, yeah, terrible fighters, but it's fun. What more can you really ask for? Fun low-level fight, down to prelims. I'll say I was wrong. This was a good featured prelim. And, yeah, can't complain about that. What more can I really say? Let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner here, Anthony Fantano on steroids, better known as Carlos Leal, getting his 3rd win in the UFC to move to 3-1. Yeah, Rona over Matt and Chidi, fine first few wins in the UFC, looked fine here. Again, just how good is Muslim Salikov, Jesus. Yeah, is Leal a great fighter? No, I would say he's at best like a top 35 welterweight. I don't think he's that great, and a lot of guys who actually know how to throw a punch, like Salikov, will be able to catch him and knock him out. Good thing Joko Wani fucking sucks, so that helps. But, yeah, Leal's fine. He's nothing special, but he's fine. He's crazy. He's Corey on steroids, walks forward and just eats or throws punches, a mix of both. It's entertaining. I'll give him that. Not really much else to say there. I don't think he's anything special, but, you know, again, probably a top 35 welterweight, whatever that's worth. Good, fine, I guess. Simple. Next. He's fun, there you go, nicest thing I can say. And he's clearly on steroids, but who gives a shit. And then for the loser here, like usual, this guy, Chidi and Joko Wani, You see why he's on the never pick again list? Because I can't fucking trust him falling to 5-5 in UFC and 3-2 at welterweight. No, and he went 2-3 at middleweight and 3-2 at welterweight so far. He's just not that good. Truly, if he can land that big knockout shot, good, he'll win. Or if he can fight a terrible fighter, he'll look subpar. Besides that, he's just not that fucking good. Yeah, you can never trust him. He's getting older. I'm shocked he didn't quit here like he did against Olachechuk. And, yeah, he's just not that fucking good. Again, I'll never pick him again if he's fighting anyone halfway competent. And, yeah, unless he gets a quick knockout, or against someone terrible, or fighting someone terrible, he's usually not gonna win. So, I'll never trust him again. And hopefully I never have to pick him again. Yeah, it kinda sucks. That simple. Only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? Why do these guys not have that fucking ranking bullshit? Whatever, that's fucking stupid. Either way I can do it here. Or Carlos Leal. My idea for him is maybe a bit more fun than realistic, but I'd still be down to see it. Let's see him fight the other guy with crazy eyes, clearly on steroids. Jeremiah Wells. I think that'd be intriguing. Yeah, another guy who's kind of crazy and clearly on steroids. Why not? I don't know if fucking better. I couldn't think, like, the only other one that came to mind was Chaos Williams, and that almost feels like a fight backwards at this point. So, yeah, why not fucking Jeremiah Wells? He is coming off a win. Okay, why not? Sure, Apex wouldn't enjoy that. I don't know. It'd be an easy win for Leal, I would imagine, because Wells is terrible, so there you go. Simple. With that being said, not really much else to be said there for Chitty. He's shitty, and, yeah, that's about that for Leal. Fine win, fun fight. I'll give them both respect for having a fun fight. And for Leal, who should he fight next? I'm down to him fight Jeremiah Wells, because why not? It'd be the easiest fight in UFC so far. Yeah, I think Wells is actually worse than Alex Morono, which says a lot, so yeah, let's do Leal and Wells, pound spline, book it, simple. And, yeah, not really much else to say. Fun fight, bad fighters, good prelim ender, about it. Next. And, there you go, an hour later, just like to break down. Those are the prelims. Yeah, they were not great. One finish, one actually good decision, the rest was forgettable as shit. Forgettable, not great, really not great, pretty bad. This was cool, this was not great, terrible, this was fun. Yeah, not a lot good there, two good things. The rest was forgettable as shit. Not a great prelim. They easily one of the worst prelims of all time, and probably should have gave out refunds just for that. But did the main card turn around and save it? Well, yeah, just not at the beginning, sadly. But we'll get to the good. First, we gotta get through some bad. Let's do just that. Beginning with the very bad main card opener that looked like two drunk guys fighting, which might as well have been. Actually, a better way to put it is that made Tuivasa Teixeira look like goddamn Bonner Griffin. We had in our main card opener that was so fucking pathetic, it's not even funny. We had to open the main card of UFC Houston. Michel Pereira versus Zach Reese. You know, I didn't think a fight could make Teixeira Tuivasa look good. This did. This was fucking pathetic. For the first two rounds, Pereira just faked getting kicked in the nuts and hit in the eye. Good job. Round 3, meh. Reese should have won this fight. It was a very bullshit decision. I don't know what Pereira did for most of the fight outside of just stand there and fake fouls, but, you know, that's judges for you. They are both fucking putrid fighters. Michelle Pereira is a fucking bitch who fakes fouls and is terrible. Zachary's that dude that knows like 3 basic fucking things. They're terrible, and I think this decision was a bit bullshit. Terrible fight. Again, made Tuivasa Teixeira look like a fucking banger. And, yeah, I think I've seen higher skill at goddamn heavyweight, which says a lot. Both should be cut, neither will, sadly. And, yeah, I'll say right now, I think Pereira and Abus was better. That says a lot, so. Garbage, they both suck. I'm not wasting any more time on it than I did watching it. There you go. Simple. Then we got to the first bit of good on this main card, hallelujah, and our first knockout. Yes, thank the Lord. As we had, well, second knockout really, but whatever. As we had in our second fight of the main card, and our fourth at welterweight, and he's always the best one up to this point, because we got a goddamn knockout, thank you. And it was a vicious one at that. As we had in our second fight of the main card, the undefeated battle, where one of them actually looked undefeated. We have Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harold. Finally, we got a knockout, and what a fucking knockout it was. Not much really recap. Fight started, Jacoby was kind of just beating him pretty easily. Eventually, Harold went for a takedown. Got it, but the second they hit the ground, Jacoby ended up inside control and started raining down right hands. Eventually, Josiah went out, and Jacoby got to win after like 15 unanswered punches. No, it's not Jacoby's fault. I'll fucking punch him 20 more times. I don't give a fuck. And we got our first knockout. It was really good. It was fucking vicious, and you'll love to see it. It was not competitive at all, because one of these two actually looked like an undefeated fighter, the other not so much, so yeah, not a lot else to really say there. Yeah, pretty simple there, so. Excuse me, Jesus fucking Christ, this is a long recording. Let's talk about the fighters. Beginning with the winner here, Jacoby Smith, moving to 12-0 and looking like the guy we saw in Contender Series, not the guy we saw against Nico Price. Yeah, maybe in hindsight, Tito Kyonko would have got beat here, who knows, but we don't, who knows? What we do know is, yeah, Jacoby Smith is pretty fucking good. If we can get this Jacoby Smith more, then yeah, this guy's gonna be a fucking issue in this division. Sadly, we still got the Nico Price fight in the back of our head, but hopefully he can keep making us forget about that with performances like this. So, the kid's good. The kid is really good. He just needs to look like this more often. If he does, yeah, he is a legit prospect on the level of a few other ones. So, he looked good, man. He looked really fucking good. And, yeah, if he, again, I said the same thing already, but if he looks like this more, welterweight has a legit fucking prospect here, so let's see if he can perform like this more often, not like the Nico fight. And for the loser here, who lost his O, the short notice debuting Josiah Harold, I feel bad a bit, and I'll give him benefit of the doubt that he looked terrible because it was short notice, but I still am gonna say he looked fucking terrible. Happy he did get to fight and all that after the fucking bullshit, but yeah, he looked terrible. Again, I'll say, short notice, I'll give him a break. But, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a little more wary of who he's fighting next time, because if he's fighting someone good, yeah, I don't know if I'll be picking him, so respect to him for stepping in. I'm happy he finally get the fight, but yeah, this was bad. So he looked pretty terrible. So hopefully he can bounce back and look better in the second attempt on a full camp against someone who's not Jacoby Smith. But let's wait and see. Hopefully he heals up. We see him sooner than later. Ohio, good shit, my guy, my motherfucker. And yeah, let's see how he does on a full camp, and then we can really judge if he sucks or not. Just going off of this fight, yeah, he fucking sucks, but no camp, short notice. I'll give him a break. Not much else to say there. Only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? For the last time having to do this with the welterweights. For Jacoby, this might be an interesting idea, but maybe you want to call it too soon. I'm gonna say no. Jacoby Smith and Neil Magny. Why not? Give him the Neil Magny test. He looks like a good prospect. He's 3-0. He's already in the 30s. Neil Magny is Neil Magny. He's gonna test anyone. Why not? I don't see a reason not to do it. It would be a great fight. It'd be a good test for Jacoby. After tonight, I'm definitely leaning... I don't know which way I'm leaning on that fight. I want to see it. I want to fucking see it. Jacoby, Magny. Again, give me a reason why you shouldn't do that, so... Book it. Give Jacoby the Neil Magny test and see how he does. What's the worst case? Like every guy you've ever fed Neil Magny, he loses. Best case, he wins and beats Neil Magny, which is impressive. I see no reason not to do it, so do it. Pretty basic. And with that being said, not really too much else to be said there. For Josiah, again, heal up and hopefully he looks better on a full camp. If not, he won't be in the UFC long, that's for sure. And for Jacoby, great win. Thank you for giving us our first knockout and really waking up the crowd and card and everyone else. And who should he fight next? I'm down to see him take the Neil Magny test. I think it'd make a lot of sense. I think it'd be a good test, pun intended. Be a good fight. Why not? I think no reason not to do it. That could be a co-main on an Apex card in a heartbeat. And run it. Pretty simple. Yeah. Not really much else to say there. Looking for Jacoby, taking an O, keeping his O, see how Josiah looks in the future on a camp, and yeah, great first knockout of 4 on these main card. Jacoby looks legit, see if he can pass the Neil Magny test. I want to see this Jacoby Smith more, not the one we saw against Nico Price. Well, after something great, you gotta take a piss break, and that's what this next fight was, like every heavyweight fight. Not gonna waste much time here, it's not worth the time it would take to waste time on it. And we had in our third fight of the main card, the piss break in between all the good shit on the main card. We have in the slop weight division, a piss break no one will remember because it fucking sucked. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. 2 tomato cans who, if you combine their skill, would be at best 40% of Joshua Van. Had a shitty fight where really nothing happened and it sucked. Simple. It's the slob weight division. These two are terrible. Heavyweight should still be traded for Dakota Cheva, if not cut them all or make them cut to light heavyweight. No one fucking cares about this fight. It was not good. Delija's garbage. Spivak won, I guess. I'm not really caring enough to give an in-depth recap of the fight, 'cause I don't even fucking remember it. And, yeah, it was terrible. They suck. Simple. Fuck heavyweight. Get rid of it already. For good. Next. Fuck the slob weight division. The blob, the slob, either one works. And then we got to the real beginning of the card as we had 3 bangers back to back to back, beginning with maybe the most surprising knockout of the year so far, something I don't think anyone saw coming, as we had in our 4th fight of the main card, the featured bout of the main card, a fight I hyped up all week for good reason, because it is fucking a banger on paper, and was even crazier in execution. We had in our 4th fight of the main card, the start of the crazy shit, and maybe the most surprising knockout of the year. We had Melchisael Costa versus Dan Ige. Wow. Who the fuck has ever done that to Dan Ige? 'cause I don't fucking know him. Holy shit. Melquizael Costa spinning back kick knocked out Danny Ige. Natalia Silva, Treva Bleda style. Looks like he broke his orbital bone. What the fuck? Melky was winning round 1. Late in the round, he throws a spinning back kick right on the face. Right on the side of Ige's face. Again, looks like he broke his goddamn orbital bone. Gets the knockout, first person to ever finish Danny Ige, let alone by knockout. Wow. What the fuck can I say? Right away. What the fuck can I say about Melquizael Costa outside of this dude is just fucking phenomenal. This dude is so fucking good. I said it all the week that I think he's a top 10 guy in the division. I think I've proven more than right here. I think he's better than guys like Zalon Allen. I don't think that's a crazy take anymore. 6 in a row now, knocking out guys who you really don't think he would knock out, like Morgan and Ige back to back, let alone just Ige in general. Dude, this dude's phenomenal. I don't know what else I can really say. He's so fucking good. Like, he's not just a guy who looks funny or a vertigo guy or whatever the fuck. He's really fucking good. From shoot to box, his striking's great, his grappling's great. He's young, powerful, in the top 15 now. What can you fucking say? This dude is just that goddamn good. And what a fucking, the UFC fell on a great signing when they signed him to fight Moises. What a fucking fighter now in top 15. He could be top, I think he will be top 10 if he's so good. I think he'd be top 5. This kid's legit. This kid is so fucking legit. And what can you really say? So he's so fucking good. It's that simple. So call it whatever you want, Glazer. It's news to truth. Melquizael is that motherfucker. It's that simple. It truly is. And then for Danny Ige, who's in a really weird spot in his career now. Another loss, and again, his first time ever being finished. What now? Now on a 2-fight skid at 34, gonna be 35 years old. Again, probably with a broken orbital, and coming off getting knocked out for the first time, and might be getting kicked out of the top 15 as well. We'll see where he goes from here. Best case scenario for him, he stays at number 15, and they give him, who knows, maybe the winner, Nathaniel Wood, Lucien Chieta. I wouldn't be shocked. Worst case for him, he's unranked, and who fucking knows who he's fighting at that point. So he's had a good career, and obviously he's always done good against these unranked guys, but one of them finally got him. Finished him, which is the craziest part. When he fought guys like Emmett, Zombie, Cater, Lopez, Murphy, who have not been able to finish him. Dan's in a weird spot now, man. He's in a really weird spot, and see how he bounces back. He always finds a way to, because he is really good, but is he really done? Is it really the end of Dan Ige? We'll find out. Again, had a good career and got many bonuses. See if he's gonna bounce back after his first career knockout loss. And with that being said, that only leaves one thing left to say, and that is who should they fight next for the newly ranked number 14 Melquizael. Now gonna be again number 14, it would seem. There's definitely options, but I don't know who he fights. Do you give him Pitbull? Do you give him Arnold Allen? I think those are really the only two options, and I think that might be a reach for Arnie. So, do you give him Pitbull? Like, Pitbull clearly is fine with fighting on, like, these lower named guys, because he was gonna fight that Chieta dude. Will he fight Melky? If he does, he's gonna get beat, because Melky will beat him easily. I think it makes sense, because I think Garcia's gonna fight Allen, Sterling's fighting Zalal, Yair needs to fight Diego. Gene's kind of in a weird spot, but he doesn't really play into the conversation at the moment. Vallejos and Emmett are about to fight, so you do Melky and Pitbull? Even though I'm not a giant fan of that, but is that what you do? I guess. I don't know. The only other fight for Pitbull I could see is him fighting Arnold Allen, and I don't really see them doing that, so... I do, but I don't know if they will, so... I don't know. It's interesting. Again, I guess Melky and Pitbull, but I don't know. This is definitely the one where this and Medic are both ones where I'm really shaky on who the fuck they fight. So I think it could easily be a situation of wait and see what happens and who falls out or what comes up. But I guess at this moment in time, I'd say Pitbull would make a lot of sense. But we'll see. We'll see if that turns out to be the pick, and yeah, either way, Melky's in top 15 now. It can only go up from here, so see if he can climb the top 15 like I think he easily will, so there you go. With that being said, not very much else to be said for Ige. Again, who knows what they do with him? Again, does he stay at number 15? Does he leave the top 15? Does he fight the winner of Wood and fucking Chieta? Does he fight Jose Delgado after he beats Feely? Does he fight a few other guys who are definitely on the William Gomez? Maybe you want to give him Ige a win. So there's definitely names for him to fight, so I'm really intrigued to see which one he does get next, and see if he can bounce back. For Melky, what can I say? The dude's fucking phenomenal. I don't know who he fights though. Pitbull or Allen are the only two. I don't know who else they could go with, but I'm intrigued. And hopefully quick. Hopefully he gets a quick turnaround, because he took no damage here really. If he can be fight, I know he called out Diego. That ain't happening. But if he could turn around and fight in, let's say, July, dude, that'd be fucking sweet to see him there. Maybe even May. So let's wait and see, man. Melky, good shit. He's so fucking good. Finally ranked the most shocking knockout of the year so far. We'll see how far he can go, man. Melky's amazing. What else can you say? And there you go. That's about that. Melky Sayel, the Dalmatian. Simple. And speaking of old dude getting knocked out of the rankings by Youngblood, let's talk about our next fight, our co-main event of the evening that I predicted perfectly, fuckers. And we had our co-main event of the evening in the welterweight division. Another case of old losing to new. And this one I predicted at the underdog. Fuck y'all, I know my shit. We have our co-main event of the evening. Another fantastic knockout. This one not as shocking in my opinion at all. We had our co-main Euros Medic versus Joff Neal. I think this more than lived up to everything we thought it would be. Not a lot to recap here. Fight started, they swang at each other, neither connected too great until they clinched up, and on the release, Medj threw a left hand that glanced Neal's head about like right here, and that sent Neal out cold, out. It was one of those equilibrium KOs where he was right back awake, but his body went out, and beautiful walk-off knockout for Euros Medic. I told y'all, I don't think Neal's all that. Was I confident? No. But did I tell y'all Medic was gonna win here? You're damn right, I said he could win, and what happened? He did win, because he's that motherfucker. Yeah, Neal's chin just failed him again, and he got knocked out getting hit here the last time, and now here this time. Dude's fucking equilibrium getting fucking abused though, so, yeah, what can I say? Amazing knockout, another old guard falling to a new guard, and, yeah, pretty simple, great, quick fight, quick knockout, quickest fight of the night, love to see it, and, what more can you say, so, let's talk about the winner. That being the somehow newly ranked top 15 fighter, Euros Medic, now on a 3-fight winning streak, getting that top 15 ranking, God, he must fucking love that Jeff Neal said no to Kevin Holland, because now he's in the top 15. Yeah, good for Euros, man. Being honest, is he one of the weakest top 15 fighters skill-wise? Yes. Does anyone give a fuck? No, because he's awesome. Impossible not be happy for Medic. Finally got a bonus as well, which is sweet. Yeah, apparently they're going to Serbia for a card later in the year, so obviously we know the main event guy there, unless they pick Alexander goddamn Racic. And, go for Euros, man. What can you say? And again, dude, just have those bombs in his hand. All you fucking need. Will he go far in the top 15? I doubt it, because there's so many wrestlers, but if you're on the feet for too long with Euros, you're going to be seeing a goddamn doctor, because you're going to be waking up to him after Euros puts you out, so good on him, man. Never thought he would be a top 15 guy, but that's awesome to see. And, the top 15. What a fucking... Never thought the guy who got bitched out by Jalen Turner all those years ago would now be ranked. What a weird sport and world we live in. And then for the loser here, who's losing his spot and lost consciousness at the same time, the old man looking to be on his last legs, even more than Dan Ige, Geoff Neal, taking his second knockout loss in a row now. Yeah, he's done. I think most people are agreeing that he's kind of just washed at this point. 35 years old, chin ain't what it used to be, and one of people would admit that his wins are kind of shitty. Vicente Luque and Mike Perry are your best wins. Yeah, that's not moving me too much, to be honest. And your career highlight is Shavkat beating you in a fun fight, so good job there. Yeah, again, not saying Neal's a can, but I never thought he was anything more than just hitting really hard, and we saw that time and time again every time he lost to someone actually decent, and now he's losing to more guys who are younger and just beating him, so doubt he's gonna retire, and obviously they're not gonna cut him, but I think he has 1 or 2 fights left at most in the UFC. He'll still be in the top 15 more than likely, but he's probably gonna be like 14 or 15 right on the edge. So if then more, maybe they don't keep him in, who fucking knows, but either way, I think 1 or 2 fights at most left, and they're probably gonna be lost unless they give him a layup like they did for RDA. And yeah, just kind of the end of Neal. Dude was okay at one point at his peak, and gave Shavkat a hard fight if that's your career highlight. And yeah, not really too much to really say there. Chin ain't holding up anymore, and falling out of the top 15 more and more. Kind of the last fight or so of Geoff Neal. That being said, again, like always, the only thing left to say is, who should I fight next? For Neal, for Medic, Neal, now joining the top 15 around this area. I don't know what the fuck that line is. Sadly for Medic, kinda like Melky, I don't know who he's gonna fight. So he's gonna be in this area. Burns is booked, Buckley, obviously, so you can take out anyone here, unless he fights Ball, which I doubt. And, the only guy, Bonfim, could they do that, I guess? D-Rod would be a step back, to be honest. So, I don't really know if the only 2 options are Bonfim or Bilal, and one does not seem really plausible, and the other doesn't really make sense for Bonfim. He called out Leon, but the rumor is Leon's gonna fight that Amasov guy, so fine with that. So I don't know where Medic fits in here, especially if he is gonna main event that Serbia card later in the year. Gonna have to be in someone decent, so is it gonna be Bonfim? I guess, but I really don't know, so I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. Again, unless they give Ratchik that main event, but how the fuck are you gonna sell that? And what would it be, Ratchik and Krylov? No. Yeah, I think there's only like one other Serbian fighter on the roster, and they're not good. So I don't know. I really don't know for Euros. Bonfim, I guess, but again, I just never would not really consider that fight because it would almost feel like I guess it would make sense for Bonfim. I don't know. It's a tough one, so probably a win for Bonfim because I don't see him striking with Medic, but who knows? Who knows? If we'll see who they send to Serbia to fight Medic. Oh, he has Dusko Todorovic as the third Serbian, so and see what happens. We'll see what happens. Not really sure what to say. Again, I hate to be so like not sure with especially ranked ones, but just like Moki, I don't really fucking know. I guess Bonfim, but I'm not confident in that answer. So, actually, what else to really say there? And with that being said, not really too much else to be said for Joff Neal. Again, 1 or 2 fights left for him at most before he's gone, either retired or cut. And that's about that. We'll see if he even stays in top 15 after this. And then for Euros, again, great win out of nowhere. Predicted it. Now in top 15, ready to main event the card in Serbia. See who the fuck he's fighting there in the main event, I would imagine. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So, not really too much else to say there. Crazy knockout, another great knockout, great fucking not underdog, but young guy taking a ranking from an old guy, and yeah, everyone fades out of the division eventually. So we saw it twice on this card, and they were both great knockouts, so not really much else to say there. Great co-main. I guess Medic and Bonfim, but I'm not confident in that idea, and we'll see what happens, so not really too much else to say there. And then the main event of the evening, a fight that was actually not terrible, and was actually a finish, which is even more shocking, as we had in our main event of the evening another upset, and this should not have been an upset, to be honest. It made a lot of people upset, at the least, though. We had in the main event to really determine who's number 1 in line for the Belkimov sucks. We have in the main event the UFC Houston, and a pretty terrible night, but is ending on a few high notes. We had middleweight Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. So Strickland actually looked good, shockingly. For whatever goddamn reason, Hernandez thought he was Mr. Striker and wanted to strike with Strickland, and that led him to being down 0-2 going into round 3. Round 1 was debatable, but I guess, I don't know if debatable was the right term, but it was close-ish. Round 2, all Strickland, and then round 3, Fluffy just kept not knowing how to strike and never really shot a real takedown. So Strickland finally just fucking kneed him in the body when he got too fucking aggressive, hurt him, and pounced on him and got the finish. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck Fluffy didn't wrestle. I said the betting odds should be close. And again, I always hate saying this one, especially when I get the pick wrong. But I said the odds should be a pick'em, and clearly, it practically should have been like minus 300 for Strickland. Yeah, Fluffy sucks. He really hit the bed here. Strickland looked good. Strickland looked probably the best I've seen him look. Even better than the Izzy fight, because he got the finish and was aggressive. And now we know the number 1 contender, so... yeah, fun main event. Not too boring. Finish really made it. And, good shit. What can I really say? Really good shit in there. Yeah. Don't know why he wouldn't grapple, but I don't think Strickland's upset, and fine main event. To talk about the winner first, Sean Strickland getting back on track after a year away. A lot of people were upset. I'm whatever, at least he didn't bore me to death. Getting the win, locking up the next title shot. See what happens. It's bullshit that they're muting his goddamn mic during his fucking post-fight, but whatever. Yeah, he is clearly number one in line to fight Hamzat. I'll say it right now, he's gonna beat Hamzat. And, yeah, Strickland, if Strickland becomes a two-time middleweight champion, especially beating Hamzat, I'll say right now, his legacy's better than Izzy's. I'll say right fucking now, he jumps, he's higher on, he's up there in the middleweight greats of all time. It will never make sense in 30 years when looking back on it, but that's the case with Shawnee Strick, so what more can I really fucking say? Probably earned the next middleweight champion. And then for the loser here, who got embarrassed or had a brain fart, whatever one you want to say, Fluffy Hernandez taking the L. Yeah, he sucks. Don't know why he thought he was a striker and didn't decide to wrestle. No, I'm not counting those shitty cuddle attempts as wrestling. Apparently he was injured. Pull out of the fight. If you're injured, you can pull out of the fight, so that's not a goddamn excuse either. And, yeah, he sucks. I don't know what else to say. Back to the Apex buddy. You suck. Bye-bye. And, simple. Not really sure what else to say there. Maybe shoot a takedown and not believe in your shitty striking. Crazy idea. That being said, the only thing left to say is, of course, and we don't really know the answer to this question, who should they fight next? Obviously, for Sean Strickland, he's fighting for the belt against Hamzat, and whenever the fuck he gets off his ass and decides to fight. Hopefully they do that fight ASAP. I don't think it's gonna be at the White House for numerous fucking reasons. So I think the earliest we can see that fight is maybe June? Or no, probably July. July, August, September-ish. I wouldn't be shocked. October at the latest, because that's usually Hamzat's favorite time to fight in Abu Dhabi. So, more than likely that will happen. Unless Hamzat does run up to light heavyweight, I guess Strickland's just a champ, because I don't know who the fuck else there is. So, yeah, Strickland Hamzat, Strickland's gonna beat him. And, yeah, what more can you really say? Hopefully, I hope we get that fight at the White House, but I can name numerous reasons why it won't be on that card. So, yeah, let's do it in like fucking July, August, between July and October, ideally. So, put in Utah, I don't fucking care. So, not really much to say there. Pretty basic. Not really much else to say there for Fluffy. Back to actually, who should Fluffy fight? He should fight the winner of Piper Izzy. I think would make the most sense. Yeah, I think that would sound good. I think he could do the winner Kaio or Near, but what the fuck would be the point of that? So, yeah, do the winner of, if Fluffy can fight the winner of Izzy Piper. I think that sounds perfectly fine. He'd beat them both, so cool. And, yeah, there you go. Not really much else to say there. Great win for Strickland, the best he's looked in my opinion. And, I think he'll be getting that belt back sooner than later, because Hamzat will either A, run away, or B, lose. So, not really a lot to say there. Great performance by Strickland against Fluffy, who fucking sucks. And, yeah, the odds should have been closer. I hope a lot of people made money on Strickland money line. And, yeah, fun way to end the night. Strickland is Strickland, agree with him or not. He got the win here. And, he's gonna get that belt back. So, one more can you really say. Sean Strickland's back and maybe better. And, let us see him beat up Hamzat. Not really much else to say. fun way to end a weird ass night in Texas. Finally, a little shorter than the breakdown somehow. Finally, boom. That was the card to go over how I did on picks. That was a recap. I went 8 of 14, should be 9 of 14. 3 perfect 500. Got Fluffy wrong because he sucks. Deletia because he sucks. Ode because he's stupid. Remiz because he sucks. And Yair because he sucks. So, good job. I'm so proud of my Medich win. So, yeah, another 8-win night. That's 4 in a row now. What the Lord is going on? The bonuses for the card went to 4 performance bonuses to Strickland, Medich, Costa, Jacoby. I agree 100%. Nothing to say there. Again, you could have gave away a fight of the night, but performance bonuses, 10 finishes, or a fight of the night. That was a decision. I know my answer. If you missed a card, what should I say? You should go back and rewatch. Very few things. I'd say Edwards, Liao, Jacoby, Melky, Euros, and Strickland. Skip the rest, you won't be skipping anything. This was not worth rewatching. This was not worth rewatching. No. God, no. No. God, no. Don't waste your time, and don't waste your time. So, again, Strickland, Medich, Costa, Jacoby, Liao, and Edwards. Everything else, trust me, just skip it. I wasted enough time watching it live. Sang the last thing in everyone's favorite segment, baby. The chopping block. Who is on it this week? We haven't really had many heads so far this year, so let's get some more. Number 1 name on the list is obviously Luis Gurule. And then there's definitely some you can make a debate for. Juliana Miller, Phil Rowe, Ode Osborne. So those are definitely the top 3 names. I think Ode is on it as well. To be honest, I think we've had enough of Ode in UFC. Then it really comes down to, is Juliana and Rowe getting cut? And I want to say probably not. Like, Luis and Ode, yeah, they both suck. So does Juliana, but I think they might give her one more chance. Phil, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. That's definitely one I gotta think about. The rest, Yadier, no. Remiz, no. Nora, no. Chitty, I fucking wouldn't be shocked if they cut him. Zach, no. Harold, obviously not. Deletia, no. So, yeah, I'll say Ode and Gurule. Gurule for sure. Ode, sure. And then Rowe and Miller are definitely on hot seats. And finally, with that being said, the final thing to be said and asked is, what would I rate this card? I did say, going into the big 3 fights, that the card at that time was a 2.5 out of 10. What is it after the 3 fights and after the card overall? I'm giving it a 5.4 out of 10. I think the few good things on it that I would rewatch gets up to a 5, and what were those? No, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishes on a decently out fight. 5.4 out of 10. I think the Oliveira card might have been better overall. I think this card had better moments, which I want you to value more. But again, it's another card in that 4 to 5 range. None of them have been 1, 2s, or 3s, thankfully. None of them have been 7, 8s, 9s. They've just staying right in that mid-range where it's like, yeah, a few good things happen on it, but is it really anything good? Would I call it a good card? No. I'd say, yeah, it happened. That's what I think of this card. I think of every card so far this year. I think 325 was pretty ass, but this, Oliveira, and 324 were kind of in the same boat of just being fine. So, 5.4 out of 10. It was what it was. And another card in that same fucking ballpark. Can we finally get a good card? fuck, how do you even take a shitty card at this point? So we'll see which one next week is. Well, speaking of that, next week, or next time you'll hear from me video-wise, will be a breakdown for our next card. UFC Mexico, Moreno versus Kavanagh, a card that looks like it could be any of the three, shitty, mid, or good. And we'll see which one it wins. And yeah, can't wait for Brandon Moreno and Lonnie Kavanagh. Such a fucking stupid fight. And the card's not great, so can't wait to talk about it. Breakdown on Friday, recap on Sunday. Hopefully it's amazing. Hopefully I'm not saying... Please, I don't want to give another card a goddamn 5.6. Can we get something good, please? Gee, I'll take a 7. Gee. But I don't have high hopes for that card, so we'll see what happens. And, yeah, not really, too much else to say. Another card in the books this year, another one that had a moment, but the rest was forgettable. Another card that's going to be remembered for a moment, not the whole card, and that's been 2026 cards of moments, and not cards that are just good overall. So hopefully that trend can change already, but I have my doubts. We'll find out next week with the breakdown recap, streams in the normal stream slots, shorts when they come out, and yeah, not about that. So my voice is gone, and I'm tired of talking about goddamn decisions. So let's end this by saying, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, tunes up go by the end of 2026. And as always, unless I'm going to say something we don't believe I am, a weird night in Texas in the books, another average card in the books. Now let's head to Mexico. Oh boy. For not even Noche, goddammit. As always, RX. Out. Good vibes.